You recording?
I think I'm recording now. Yeah.
Now you're recording. Okay, so we finished episode 3.
Oh my God, I can't believe we did it.
We did it.
Figured we'd give you guys a little behind the scenes, just a little bit more.
Even less scripted than
even
we already
less
do.
Scripted, just like, fuck, man.
We don't, because I don't know if anybody knows or really cares, but yeah, we don't script. This is generally just the stuff that we talk about on the day-to-day anyway. We just grab a microphone.
It truly is like a fuck. We can't talk about this during the week. Wait till we start.
Yeah.
We talk on the podcast.
It's actually getting kind of difficult now. Like I start telling you something, and you're like, "Oh, like we got to save it.
Get back to work.
Save it for the podcast. Can't talk to you about anything."
This is bullshit.
So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so we just do a little behind the scenes, a little really unscripted behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we'd just talk about how the podcast went, and like. Fuck, Mental Health Minute might be kind of weird and awkward, but like it actually is super important to us, regardless of, what we're talking about and what we're dealing with. Like that stuff actually is important to us, and I'm glad that we can get along and, really get to know each other and, talk about that kind of stuff because it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, even like I was talking to you a little bit before we started recording, and like just trying to figure out how to get across what I'm trying to say in like a coherent way that everybody's going to kind of understand.
Yeah.
It took a little bit before we actually turned the microphones on to kind of compile everything and say what I wanted to say, how I meant to say it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, rambling's cool, but when it comes to the actual podcast, I don't want to say me. I think I make everything about me, which is kind of shitty, but like
you're a terrible human being.
We really put in the effort to, make it a little bit more structured and, interesting and exciting for everyone, because why the fuck would you guys want to be bored and listening to this? Like, that'd be embarrassing. Like, I heard your podcast.
Yeah. Like,
shit's whack.
Yeah.
Dude.
We don't want to be boring, and like, we want you guys to listen and be happy with it, because any feedback of anybody that's just been coming around lately, like, hey, I listened to it and it was awesome. Like, that makes me feel good. And I'm glad that people are liking what we're doing. So it's good. Yeah. And when we talked about doing Mental Health Minute, like it was kind of I don't want to say a tough sell, but like I don't want to bring that normal vibe that we have down, but at the same time it is super important.
It is.
And it literally is like you said in the podcast, like day-to-day basis, like a lot of that stuff is stuff that we actually deal with quite a bit. So I did think it was really a good thing to put into the podcast, and I'm glad that we did it.
I do too. I think it'd be. I don't think we're gonna do it every week.
No,
but I think every now and then we're like, hey, think like maybe once or twice a month would be solid.
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
I don't think it'll be as long every single time, but just kind of like a reminder to be aware of your surroundings. Like, take care of your friends and family, and
Yeah, we can definitely cut it down. I think this time, and kind of along the lines of episode 1, like this was just kind of an intro to it, kind of the ideas that are rolling around in our head with it. If anybody has any ideas, like please shoot them to us about topics or anything like that.
Down. I'm writing it all
down.
Yeah,
because a lot of the stuff that we talk about, we we write it down. Like this would be good to put on the podcast, and like usually it's not as serious as Mental Health Minute, but I think it's good. And if anybody wants to come talk to us, like we threw in the podcast, like come talk to us about it. We're more than happy to throw it in the podcast or get it out to a little bit wider audience.
Yeah, and if you have any hashtag nostalgia you want us to
absolutely.
just like
that was more popular
in our
than
direction.
That was a lot more popular than I thought it was going to be.
God.
Having people come up like, oh, hashtag nostalgia was awesome. Like,
I love
dude,
it. Dude, I remember all this stuff. Like, and then when I'm telling people about the podcast, they're like, oh my God, yeah, this one too. Like I was at Costco and I saw this, and I'm like, haha, gotcha, bitch.
See, like right now, I have an idea for what we can do for a hashtag nostalgia, but I don't want to tell you because we're not. We are recording the podcast, but we're not recording episode 4.
Oh man, episode 4. We got once. What do we actually 100 subscribers? Holy shit!
We did. We hit 100.
100
after 2 weeks.
YouTube sent me a notification too, and they're like,
congratulations!
Wow, unbelievable.
Dude, 2 weeks, and we got to 100 subscribers, which is like. I didn't expect to get to 100 subscribers after
dude,
2 months.
Our view to subscriber ratio is really good. That means that like everybody who subscribed has watched it.
That's awesome.
Or one person has watched it 100 times, or
that was me.
4 people have watched it 25 times.
So I actually I haven't watched it.
I
mean, you have to listen to it because you edit it. But like we're right here. Like I haven't listened to it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did listen to episode 1 because my wife saw it and she wanted to listen to it. So I did listen to episode 1, but I did not listen to episode 2.
Episode 2 is so much better.
I
I'm so
lived
glad
it.
we fixed. I mean, we did. That's
I
why
did
it's
live
hard.
it.
But like, so what I do while I'm editing is like, I'll just start cleaning because I'm a fucking neat freak, and I'll just be around my house, be doing dishes, and like I'll connect my headphones to the computer or whatever, and I'll like listen to it, and I'll be like, oh, that part sounds kind of weird, and I'll like run to the computer like 8 minutes and 5 seconds, you know, and then I'll just be like, okay,
now I can edit that.
Rewatch this part and see what I can do to either edit it out or just, you know, let it be, or maybe cut some of the dead space, and you know, or it just sounds weird, you know what I mean? That's I do that a lot, so.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing something like this every once in a while too, like behind the scenes. Because normally, like when we finish recording, we talk about, you know, the episode and how it went, and maybe like dead space, like you were saying. So, and we say some funny stuff then too.
I'm working on getting a camera so y'all can see us and our beautiful faces.
Yeah, you want the 360 camera, right?
I want it
you
so
could be sitting
bad
in the room with us.
Yeah, because like I'm like, man, what if you put somebody on their Oculus Rift and was just like sitting in between us, just like listening, super fun to the conversation? Yeah. I think people would.
Despite the YouTube comments, there are 2 different microphones.
We are not close.
We're not close. We're across the room from each other.
Which would be kind of like, because I was like, well, there's going to be feedback. Or we just get one dynamic mic and just sing into it.
Sing it.
Like barbershop quartet, barbershop duo. You know?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Well, as always, guys, hopefully this keeps you going throughout the week. This will be pretty easy. I'll just throw this up and see if you guys like it. If you don't, fucking thumbs down that bitch.
We won't do it, and we'll just keep the microphones off when we have this little talk.
We won't be
how
so
we
close.
think the episode went.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But,
you know who you are. Who wrote that comment? You know who you are.
Fucking wrote it, didn't you? You son of a bitch.
You know who you are.
Oh,
you should be ashamed.
Yeah, I know I'm the one that swears the most, but
that's true.
I do.
I don't know if I've actually.
I'm gonna be king of the pirates. All right, that's
Yeah.
my goal in life. Like, I might get a pirate tattoo, maybe some lightning. I was thinking about this today, actually, on the way in, because I do want to get some more tattoos. But like, maybe like a lightning storm, and there's like rough seas, and there's a pirate ship, and that looks pretty brutal.
I have almost that tattoo on my left arm.
Maybe we are.
just letting you know.
Maybe we are the lamest people you've ever met. Yeah, I guess I will get that tattoo.
Yeah,
we'll be tattoo buddies too.
We'll be twinsies. So speaking of that little voice that I just did, like apparently like that has unofficially become like my catchphrase. I've had like 3 people come up from episode 1 like, it's me. Like, oh yeah, you listen. That's kind of embarrassing.
Shit.
Like I heard it when we were listening to the podcast, and I was like, that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
That's super
the point of
embarrassing.
it.
But yeah, then like you have like 3 people come up to me like, it's me. Like, okay.
I guess it is.
Yeah,
guess it is. Oh man, I love this shit.
Catchphrases.
I like to write down like ideas I have for the podcast or for artwork or for t-shirts, and like everything involves like lightning in a bottle or.
Yep.
I think my favorite one right now is like we're rocking out on stage and there's a bunch of little chickens on.
Dude, the chicken head thing. The chicken head thing blew up. Like everybody, like we got the fan art. We talked about that in one of the episodes, but like everybody's just like, you're the chicken guy. Like, yeah, I'm the chicken guy.
Well, at least you aren't the horse guy. So,
well, I mean, that's the Disguised Horse podcast. Like you are literally the face of the podcast. But like, yeah, the chicken
if
guy.
If someone's shilling this podcast, you can expect it to be me.
Oh man, like.
Oh man, check your WhatsApp, check everything.
Yeah, I didn't see you. I didn't see you most of the week, so I did actually quite a bit of running around. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, have you found the podcast? So
I think
I filled in for you.
Walks in, I'm just like, did you subscribe?
Did you subscribe?
People don't want to come talk to you anymore because all you do is tell them to subscribe to your podcast. Well, did they?
Well, did you? If you all subscribed, I wouldn't have to remind you about it.
We can get back to business.
Yep.
Oh well.
So yeah, let us know if you guys like. Just us completely unscripted and just sitting around talking on the microphone.
Yeah, and then we'll make the podcast longer, and we'll just make more segments that y'all can be excited for or not excited for. And
maybe we can just have like an official break, like this is the end of like the structured podcast, and then we just keep talking like we normally do. Yeah. That way, if people are listening to it and they're like, I don't care about the behind the scenes stuff, they can just turn it off.
Yeah, that sounds cool too.
Yeah.
Or they can watch both videos.
Or they can watch both. Either way, let us know.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, welcome to Behind the Scenes. Hope you
Behind
like it.
the scenes.